Hello, Frugal Force. Once again, this is Captain Frugal for another episode of Comic Pron. And in today's episode, I'm going to cover the rest of the Ms. Marvel series. If you watched the previous one, I covered the first 10 issues. Now, if you enjoy these videos, please be sure to hit like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notifications bell. Even with that said, not everybody's been receiving notifications for these videos. What I would suggest is, if you don't mind, check the link below in the info bar for our Patreon. You can help by joining for as little as $1 a month. That should keep you notified on all of our videos through Patreon, because currently YouTube just doesn't seem to like to support this channel, probably because I refuse to put videos with monetization for advertisements. So they do everything they can to not promote. So with that said, let's dive into this. We start with issue 11. Look at this, really cool here. She definitely is in some trouble here. You fight in vain, female. If our earth giant does not slay you, the powers of fire and water shall. And so you see her in this position fighting Eve the Elementals. Once again, in SJW Comics of Ms. Marvel today, you could not get away with this, right? Especially on the cover. Let's look at the next one. I like this cover personally. Call her Hellion. It looks really cool. You can tell she's in trouble. She's frozen in ice, doomed by the elementals, and a strange new villainess. It's just an interesting cover. You see that? The art's good. Makes you, oh man, she's in trouble. How's she going to get out of this? Really cool, number 12. Here we go, another nice one. Bedlam in Boston, number 13. A new battle in Old Ironsides, and Ms. Marvel takes on two of the strangest villains of all. And look at that. There we go. You notice they keep continuing with this fire, but now they changed that color green. Very cool. That's a pretty cool cover. I like it. And this next one I like a lot too. This is a pretty neat cover. I think I like this one a little bit more than the last one. Can't get any closer. Steeplejack's firing white hot rivets. But if I don't stop him, he'll murder my father. Fear stalks floor 40. And this is issue number 14. Okay, at this time we're at 35 cents an issue. You know, this cover making, oh, this is cool. I'm going to check this out. Worked on me. Alright, now I really like this next cover. This is another really cool one here. This is probably one of the better ones in my opinion. We have here number 15 in 1977. Back off, Blondie, or die, along with Submariner's little friend. So here we have the shark is a very deadly beast. We have Namorita, tiger shark, and look at that. She's flying now. She's ready to pounce and kick his butt. I really like this cover. I think this one's interesting. I seen this as like, ooh, I gotta read this and check this out. This is gonna be cool. Alright, here next one is another really good one. And War Beneath the Waves. I'm not a big fan of stories underwater, but I will say both comics that had water featured on the cover with Ms. Marvel were really good. So I don't know what it was. It was the intensity of the story it looked like it was going to have that made it really cool. Number 16 did not fail to disappoint. This is where she's fighting Tiger Shark more. Really cool. Look at that. You got Tiger Shark back here in case you can't see him really well. Okay, but look at that. She's definitely looks like she's in trouble. Once again, entangled. Couldn't get away with this today, right? Because this would be, ooh, bad. But it made me want to read the comic. And this next one, oh my goodness. Here we go. This is SJW Nightmare right here. We'll fight well, woman warrior, but there's no escape. You fight well. I mean, look at that. So he's telling her she fought well, but I'm still going to get you. This weapon was designed to track you and hunt you alone, and once within range, it cannot miss. Look at this. I mean, oh, the SJW would have a field day, right? Number 17, if you're not sure, look at her. Not looking at her because of her clothes, but look at the fear on her face. Look at that. It's like, oh my goodness, I am in trouble. That is awesome. This, like, oh, I've got to read this. How's she going to get out of this? Really cool. Now the next issue here, another good cover. Okay, action, action, action. Special guest star issue. Yeah, as you can see, even Avengers can die. So you have Simon Williams, Wonder Man. I'm a big fan of that character. Never gets enough credit. Kills them off all the time. We have Vision, Scarlet Witch. We have Hank Pym. Okay, I call him Hank Pym because he's had so many different identities this time. He's Yellow Jacket. And of course the Wasp. Very cool. Not a bad cover. It's not the most exciting, but it makes you, if you're interested in the other Avengers, this might help pull you in. That was number 18. Now we go to number 19. This was another really good cover. Okay. It's because, once again, it shows an interesting thing of how they're going to get out of this. Once again, SJW Nightmare, the clothes is ripped. This issue at last, the female Fury meets Captain Marvel. Now, how cool is that? you know, meeting Captain Marvel. Very cool cover. I've seen this. You can see what's going on there. Look in the background. You know who that is, right? So you know, have an idea who this would be too. All you see is their foot. And then at the mercy of Ronan. So therefore we know who that foot's going to be if you know your comics. That's Ronan. Very, very cool. I really like this cover. Look at that. He's struggling like heck to get out of there. That's really good art. Look at that. Could not do that probably in today's comics. Now here's another interesting one. This is now where there's a big turn. Okay, at issue number 20, we get a new uniform, a new costume for Miss Marvel. Going from the original, notice this is also changed though. This used to have a cutout too. This changed over time. Can't remember what issue. It was changed by at least issue number 12. They got rid of that midsection cutout that she had. So they filled that midsection in. And then by issue 20, they changed it again. She's went through a lot of changes. If you're not real familiar with that, I did a video on the transition of Carol Danvers over time, and it shows how they changed her appearance, and I talk about that. So the beginning of a new era of greatness for the Fighting Fury. Miss Marvel. See, they changed the logo too. This was, I think, a nicer one than this with the fire. It just looks better. Okay. I was a fan of this uniform, by the way. I really liked it, but I also really liked this one. It was really cool. Okay, the lizard, the lethal lizards from below. Very cool. And this issue, let's see, was 19, I'm trying to think if this is late, yeah, 78. Very late 70s at this point. 78. Now this next one, this is probably one of my favorite covers out of the whole series. Maybe my favorite. Yeah, the new Miss Marvel, all new action in the land of the lizard people. And look at this. This is all caving in, and she's holding it all up. I mean, look at the power of Miss Marvel there. She just looks powerful. How is that going to keep from crushing in? Awesome dynamic cover. Definitely made me want to read this. This is issue 21. Another little thing, too, is when superheroes get a costume change after a certain point, they've been around a while, that's usually a bad sign that a comic book is not selling well, unfortunately. And they're trying to get more attention to it. You've seen that in a lot of different series. We've seen it in like things with Hawkeye. We've seen it in Wonder Man. A lot of different ones. Heck, we've even seen Spider-Man changing the black suit pique some interest temporarily. Alright, so let's look at this one. Number 22, featuring the dramatic turning point in the life of Carol Danvers. Once again, she's fighting Deathbird. Not the most best cover. It was okay cover. She's getting hit. It was decent. And here we go. Now this one is another interesting point here. I'll get to it in a second. This is number 23. Look at that. Action in outer space. The woman who fell to Earth. It looks really like another cover. It's like, oh goodness, what's going to happen to her? How's she going to fight out of this? Pretty cool cover. Another little interesting thing though is this was the last issue, and that's what was sad. They canceled it at issue 23. And not everything is always planned. People say that it is sometimes, but if you open it up, okay, Hostess. No, actually, these are Twinkies. I wasn't a big fan of Hostess stuff anyway. Too sugary. Never could really eat that. It was too sweet for me. I didn't eat a lot of junk food. Still don't. Not a junk food fan. But here we go. Look at this. This is key right here. Look at that. Next issue. Sabretooth. It never happened. It got canceled, so we never got to see her go against Sabretooth in issue 24, because 23 was the very last issue. It intended a 24, but it never happened. How uncool is that? I was so looking forward to that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this and this adventure with me here on this episode of Comic Pron. And once again, if you have other ones that you might be interested in having me do, if I have them, I might be able to pull them out and check them out and talk about them with you. I have lots of plans for other ones coming up, so I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, if you did, like and subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and don't forget, Patreon down below. And until next time, keep it frugal.